Good guy here, guy on us.
Where? Back up,
Back here?
Up.
Enemies here.
Is he in the building?
No, he's outside up by the ramp of the stairs. He's on the back side of those stairs.
Go good, down. How is he not dead after that? Oh my god, Another guy got him, team wipe. You tried to
Michael.
on me? What's up, nerds? It's Mike again with another gun review, and today we're going to be reviewing the Streetsweeper. There's been some issues with unlocking it. I'm going to go over that today in the video. I'm also going to go over what I would use in Warzone. I did a bunch of testing to get the best possible loadout for Warzone. But before we get into that, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up, and as always, subscribe and turn that bell notification on so you don't miss any of our Warzone content here. We're trying to bring you everything there is to know about Warzone. Alright, so let's get into it. The first problem is unlocking it. So people have been noticing that if you go into Black Ops and you do a multiplayer match, you just need to get 3 kills without dying in 15 different matches with a shotgun. But here's the tricky part. If you do get 3 kills without dying in a multiplayer match and then you back out, it'll show that you have completed part of the requirement, right? It'll show you, like, if you're at 1, it'll give you a 2. But after you get 15 of them, you'll find out very quickly that your shotgun isn't unlocked yet. So the way to fix that is, number 1, this is the worst part, you can go into multiplayer matches, do the 3 kills, but then you absolutely have to finish out the rest of the match, which is a total bummer, but you absolutely have to do that for it to actually count. Or you can do what we did and go into plunder, and then you can get 3 kills without dying, and then just back right out, and it totally counts for plunder. I don't know why it counts for plunder and not for multiplayer, but it does. So if you feel like your chances are better in plunder, go ahead and just pop into that, get 3 kills without dying, and then back out, and you'll be fine. Either way, you have to get 3 kills without dying 15 different times, so it's up to you. Alright, so let's get into it. I have the base Streetsweeper right now, and I'm looking at a wall, as you can see, that I have pinged with my yellow marker, showing it's 10 meters away, and I'm going to shoot once hip fire to show the spread of that, and then once with the ADS, and then I'm going to test the recoil to the right, and you can see it kind of just goes up to the right. It's not terrible, to be honest. And then you can see I reload, and it's terribly slow. It does take about a second a round, so if you have a 12 round mag, it takes about 12 seconds to reload a clip, which is terrible, and we'll get into the other clips later. And then you can also see that I go back over, and I just try to do one shot at a time to show the full spread if you shot all 12 rounds, so you can kind of see really where the bullet pattern or the spread pattern is for this shotgun. Alright, so after that, I did do a bunch of testing with all of the attachments, and I found what I felt was best for at least my playstyle, and hopefully yours as well. So I'm just going to show you that. I'm not going to show you everything I did for all the testing. That would be over an hour long video, even with editing. So I'm just going to show you what I think is best, and then you can do whatever you want with that. So with the attachments that I've selected, or I feel like are best, I'm going to show you the spread with hipfire on the left, and then ADS on the right. To the far left, you can see what I was doing for some other testing. That shows without the 5 milliwatt laser, so you'll see there's a pretty big difference. As you can see as I'm testing here, it looks like the hipfire with all the attachments I have on, which I'll show later on in the video, so you can go ahead and skip ahead to that if you want, but it's real tight in the middle. It looks like it focuses some bullets to the middle of that circle, which really helps when you're either hipfiring or trying to hipfire before you're ADSing. Either way, it's going to help you a lot, and it's the best hipfire spread by far. And then you can kind of see to the right as I start here, the ADS spread is really tight. I know not everyone likes that. Some people want more spread, but I like it to be tighter. You get more of those pellets on the person you're aiming at, which is what I'm trying to do to kill them quicker. And on this loadout I have here, you'll see I have 18 rounds, so I am using a bigger mag. It does say it takes longer to reload, which is absolutely false. Per bullet is the same time. It's still a second per bullet, so if you're going to say, yeah, well, it takes 18 seconds, yeah, it's because it has 6 more bullets. So I guess in theory, it does take a little bit longer, but per bullet it's the same, so it's not really a huge issue. And there's really no other big negative effects with it, so I use the 18 rounds because it reloads so slowly. So the next thing I'm going to show you is barrels. So I tested every barrel, of course, and I'm going to kind of give you an overview of what I did. To start, I did my loadout basically without a barrel, so it's just missing the one attachment. and I tested up close, and it's 3 shots to kill, unless you're using stopping power, which will be 2 shots. That's pretty nice. But then I did 10, 15, 20, and 25 meters for every barrel just to see if any range could be extended or if it would be different. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. As you can see, I'm using the Hangman scope again on the Tundra to show distance. And I have Dan on the other side receiving the damage. I can see his screen, so I know roughly how much damage he's taking, but I can't get an accurate number because in Plunder, it doesn't give you the damage output number like it does in Battle Royale. So we're kind of just giving you a rough number here, but it should be pretty decent when you're talking about shotguns, because it's hard to test anyways because bullets spread and all that fun stuff. So here it is. I start by taking his shields away, as you saw earlier, and then I start just taking shots at him, and it looks like at the 10-meter range, you're getting about 50 to 60 damage, depending on the bullet spread. Surprisingly, 15 and 20 meters were giving me about the same damage. It was about that 35 to 45 range, so that was interesting. But what was even more interesting, as you can see here, is that when I get to 25 meters, I don't even get a hit marker. Dan takes 0 damage, and you can see he hits me, and he's using the Jack 12. This was a little concerning, but honestly, you really shouldn't be fighting 25 meters away with your shotgun, but it is weird that it gives you literally 0 damage, no damage marker. That seemed odd, but I guess that's how Cold War is going to do it. So again, instead of showing me test every single barrel, I'm going to give you a brief overview of the barrels and what they did, and in the background I'm going to show you the one that I think was best, and you can kind of determine whether or not you want to use that barrel or not. So here's the stats. We're going to start with that 13.7 extended barrel. It says it gives you damage range, and it actually does. It gave me about the same damage for the 10, 15, and 20 meter mark, but it did actually give me hit markers at the 25 meters. So if you're trying a long range shotgun, this might be the barrel for you. It did about, I don't know, 15 to 25 damage. It really didn't do a ton, but at least it gave you a hit marker, so it wasn't completely useless. The next barrel that is on there is the 13-inch reinforced. It says it helps with fire rate, which is true. It does about a 12% increase in fire rate, but it doesn't give you any damage range help at all. And it didn't change the damage from 10, 15, 20, or 25, meaning it at 25 didn't get you a hit marker at all. Next, we'll go to the 14.6 Ranger, which is the one I'm showing in the background right now. It happened to be the best. It did a little bit more damage at 10, 15, and 20 meters. It looks like it increased about 5 to 10 damage. And even better, it gave me more damage at that 25 meters. So it did about 20 to 30 damage, which is a pretty significant boost, especially when you have 0 and you bring it to 30. That's a pretty big chunk. So that's the barrel I would go with, extending that range, giving you a little bit more damage at the further ranges as well. And it says it's negative as aim walking movement speed, but I mean, who cares with a shotgun, honestly? If you do, then I guess don't use this barrel. The next one is a 13.3 hammer forged barrel. That did increase the fire rate 16%, so that was pretty nice, but it doesn't help you with range. And so again, 10, 15, 20, same damage, and at 25 meters, you're absolutely not getting a hit marker. Finally, let's go to the most useless barrel in the game. It's a 14.4 Task. That thing sucks, okay? No damage boost like it says it does. It literally didn't show me any damage boost from the multiple tests I did. It doesn't help with range or fire rate, so it literally is a waste of space. They should just delete it from the game. And this has been a common occurrence for pretty much every Black Ops weapon. They just put extra damage, and it's a total lie. They'd never give you extra damage, so don't ever believe that. You gotta have to test that for yourself. But don't use the task barrel. You might as well literally not use an attachment. Alright, so let's get to the fun part. This is the loadout I would use in Warzone, and it starts with the Agency Choke Suppressor, because I want that sound suppression. That's a pretty big deal. And I wanted that damage range, and it did seem to help with the damage range. It also seemed to help with tighter pellet spread, so that's really nice and something you might want to take into account. If you don't like the tighter pellet spread, or if you don't like sound suppression or care for it, then you might want to use a different attachment like ADS speed, so like a wrap or something, but that's really up to you. Next, we're going to go straight to that 14.6 Ranger barrel. It is by far the best in my opinion, so that's the one you gotta have. The next one we're going to go to is the laser. The 5 milliwatt laser was extremely helpful for both ADS and hipfire, even though it doesn't say it helps with ADS, so definitely have the 5 milliwatt laser. Next, I did no stock. It did absolutely help with sprint to fire time, and it didn't appear to hurt the hipfire. It actually seemed to be as good, if not a little bit better, so there's really no downside. So no stock is a most definite. And then I used the 18 round mag. I don't know, that's up to you. If you don't want the extra rounds, I don't know. You could use a sight if you like that ADS speed to help with your serpent wrap or whatever wrap you use. But for me, I wanted those extra rounds because it takes so long to reload. This gun is really hurt by the reload speed. It is a good gun. It's very easy to get kills with it, and it would be a viable gun if they found a way to increase the reload speed, which may happen in the future, who knows. But overall, like if you're using it in Black Ops, it's a great gun in Black Ops multiplayer for either regular core or hardcore. It also is great in zombies, and I had fun. You can see some of these clips. I had fun with it in Plunder, but if you're really running anything in Warzone right now, it has to be that MAC-10 with the Gallantry skin because it's pay to play, and you know, there's nothing you can do about it. So hopefully they fix that with the update coming on the 14th, and then we won't have this issue, and then the shotgun would be viable. Honestly, if you use this as a camper, like most people might, this would be a great gun to have. Also, if you're rushing a building, I mean, this thing can tear up teams, tear up people. You just gotta make sure everyone's dead before you start reloading, because that'll be an issue. But if they're all dead and you start reloading, you'll be fine. So thanks for watching. In the comment section below, if you got this far, please, please do me a huge favor and put in the comment section below, Mark sucks. That is all. Alright, and as always, later nerds.